Hello and welcome to this morning market report brought to you by CommunityFT. So before we get into today's topics, guys, as per usual, we'd like to draw your attention to our risk warning and just to be aware that trading financial markets, especially when using leveraged products, is inherently risky. So it's very important that each and every one of you are fully aware of those risks before trading the markets. So, okay, let me just take you through what we're going to cover in this short video. We're going to have a look at the euro and are we see the beginning of a further push to the downside. So we'll have a look at a couple of charts and we'll see what's happening there. We'll apply a little bit of technical analysis and we'll just try and get our heads around pretty much what's happening. And secondly, guys, we'd like to have a look at the stock markets as well, the global stock markets. And will we actually see fresh highs from what's been happening with the Fed? Or will price actually roll over and will we get another leg to the downside? So we're going to, as per usual, have a look at some charts and use technical analysis to identify these opportunities. So let's get straight into it and let's have a look at the euro dollar first. So let me just apply a little bit of technical analysis to this chart. It's not incredibly sophisticated analysis, but it does accurately I guess, identify to us kind of what's happening. So I'd like to do one more if that's okay. So we've got these lines of support and resistance. We did have a breakout here in August, but was quickly rejected, so to speak. So that wasn't a valid move to the upside. And as you can see, price has respected this line here at the 1120 level. And we've had a recent break, a fairly I suppose pronounced break of this line of support and resistance. So for starters, we can expect another move down to this lower line of support, which is the 108.25 level. So we can expect price to continue to move to that level. Beyond there, guys, we could really see, I guess, a further push lower, depending on how the market reacts. So that's the euro dollar, and exactly the same kind of analysis can be applied to the dollar pound. And as you can see, we've had this kind of mini structural break to the downside. Again, something to monitor, and you could quite clearly see that we could get a further push down to these kinds of levels beneath that price. So that's what's happening with the euro at the moment. So it's important to trade these I suppose these markets against. You want to compare strength against weakness. So it's important to compare the euro against the stronger currency, and that will give you the better moves. So just to take you back to the presentation briefly, guys, the second thing is just having a quick look at the stock markets, and let me show you what's been happening with the global stock indexes. So let's start with the S&P, and I know we've spoken about in previous lessons, but we did have these significant levels where we did see a break to the downside and then a pull back to these levels, and we did get a fairly good push through these two lines of resistance to the upside. So I guess the question we need to ask ourselves is, bearing in mind what's going on with the Fed and their reluctance to increase the rates, will we see more money being put into the S&P 500 and all the global stock markets? So will we see price break these kinds of levels to the upside and see another leg to the push to the upside, or will we see prices getting to these kinds of levels and then it rolling back off to the downside? So it's very interesting times at the moment, and again, the same analysis can be applied to the US 30 and the FTSE and the Nikkei. It's the same kind of analysis across the board, and we shall see what will unfold very, very shortly. So if I just take you back to the presentation, so that's covering the euro and just a quick look at the stock market. So again, guys, as per usual, we thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So everyone from here, from the CommunityFT, many thanks, and bye for now.